What's going on, YouTube? My name is Dom. What I wanted to discuss today is somewhat of a little bit of a different topic than what I've been covering lately, but it's something I felt was really important. I've been reading a lot lately, and I've been trying to get my head in the right place to make these videos better, to make my channel better. I'm gonna have a schedule and everything going forward. What I wanted to talk to you guys about, well, actually, I'm gonna phrase it in a question. If you didn't look at the thumbnail and you didn't read the title, then here is the little input into what today's video is going to be about. So I just want to ask this question. What is the most powerful thing in Ghost Recon? When you are playing, what is the most powerful thing that makes you win rather than your opponent? Well, the answer, I believe it's an undisputed answer, is intel. There's numerous ways that you can gather that, but if you don't have solid intel about where the enemy team is, what they're doing, or where they're going, or what class they are, then you're at a significant disadvantage. There's numerous ways you can gather intel. The biggest one is going to be marks. Of course, if you have a diversionist drone, then you can just ping locations and tell people where they're at, but marks are always the best option. So anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys today about how to counter drones, or rather, is there a sufficient counter in the game for drones? And this was basically just going to be a practice in discourse, a good conversation. Is there a sufficient counter? Well, let's see. First, I want to talk to you guys about tech. I actually have some numbers for tech. I did a breakdown on him with the jammer. In case you guys were interested, it takes 1.3 seconds to actually lay down the jammer. By the time you hit up on the D-pad, you lay down the jammer 1.3 seconds later. It has an 85-second cooldown. Now that's a very neat number there. Because if you look at the numbers for the drone cooldowns and how long drones can be up in the air. So a drone, whether or not it has drone pilot, is going to be up in the air and have a complete cooldown approximately 3 to 5 seconds before the jammer cooldown is even done. That's a big number to me. And the implication that has is when you are playing against a team that's running 2 drones, you are going to be able to take out every third drone that pops up. If you are running against a team with only 1 drone, you're going to be able to take out every other drone. So every second drone that gets thrown up, you'll be able to take that out. If they're running 3 drones, I don't know. It's probably going to be about every fourth. I didn't calculate all the cooldowns and stuff for if they're running 3 drones, but I'm not sure tech's really going to help you out. But anyway, I thought that was a neat little thing to think about. Is that a sufficient counter on its own? I don't think so, personally. Specifically because, you play against a lot of teams that run medic and they run scout together. A lot of times, if they know you're playing tech, or if they suspect that you're playing tech, they'll throw up the medic drone or whatever drone they have first so that you burn the jammer, and then you can throw up scout right away. And especially if they're going to mark you and then have 2 guys rush after you to pick you off really quickly to end the match early, then that scout drone is just way more effective, and your tech's really not going to do anything because it's cooling down for so long. You really want that early steps. You want to make the gameplay. You want to make those early advancements, and you're not able to do that. So is that sufficient counter? Not really. So with tech, another thing I wanted to point out too is he has not very good weapons, but then you go ahead and you look at Diversionist, who has the drone and arguably the best guns in the game. Well, the SR635 is arguably the best gun in the game, at least up there in the top 3. That's just a little weird to me, but you look at tech, his guns won't rank on the top 10 for the best guns in this game. So now let's move on to tank. So with tank, he has a huge health bonus, of course. He has decent weapons. I think they're good. I like the R4 a lot, especially when you burst fire. His divert intel ability lasts 5 seconds. So once you hit up on the D-pad, it'll last 5 seconds. That'll take away their marks, put them onto yourself, and they won't be able to mark your teammates for 5 seconds. The cooldown on it is 20 seconds. So by the time you hit up on the D-pad once, you're gonna have 25 seconds later, you'll be able to use it again. Is that a sufficient counter on its own? Not really. The reason is because if you have a scout drone up in the air, for example, it has 30 seconds. It has a 30-second time frame of when it can be marking people. The divert intel ability lasts 5 seconds of that. That's 1/6. Alright guys, so I fucked up on this. I completely ignored the cooldown when I was talking about this, so technically you can use divert intel multiple times during a drone's life cycle, not just once. But, however the case may be, if they're using a scout, diversionist, or guerrilla drone, then if they're using drone pilot, you can only use the divert intel ability twice during that drone's life cycle as 2, just the way the cooldown lines up. So I was thinking, what if they reduce the cooldown on divert divert intel to 12.5 seconds, so that way you can use the divert intel ability twice when they don't have drone pilot, and then you can use it 3 times when they do have drone pilot. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. So the biggest thing that the tank does is nullifies the recon tower. That's probably the biggest thing that he does. Now I also wanted to talk about Gorilla. Now Gorilla isn't something that comes up really when you think of countering drones, because he has a drone, right? But he does in his own way, because his smoke takes away marks of your own team. And you know, so thinking outside of the box a little bit, if people are pushing in on your teammates, or you can smoke your teammates, so then they lose a mark and the other team may not know where they're at. Of course, if they're cornered in a building, probably not going to make much of a difference. But if they're coming after a sniper, for example, that's out in a field, they're just hunting him down based on that mark. You throw out a smoke, get rid of that mark, they can't advance anymore, they don't know where he's at. They may get lucky, just run through the smoke, and they may hit a few people. But now the smoke also has numerous other abilities. It can mark, and you can use it to advance, you can use it to revive, you can use that for a whole bunch of different things. So Gorilla is definitely a solid option. Now, a lot of people really don't think about that countering drones type things. It can counter marks a little bit. It's similar to a jammer, because the cooldown ability on the smoke before you get the smoke grenade again is very similar to the jammer. It takes a while. So who's to say that the Gorilla isn't just as equipped as the tech is? Now, the Gorilla, of course, doesn't have great weapons at all. They're okay. I would definitely rather take that. And, you know, maybe that's another way to think about it too, is the Gorilla is basically a tech, if you use it like a tech, but it has more versatility, and it has a drone that you can be marking people with. So that's something that to kind of take away from that. And if you think about it too, you can use your smoke drone every second drone that you throw up. Every other drone that you throw up, you can use a smoke grenade to get rid of marks. Of course, you're not going to be able to take out too many marks, but it's an option. So with all this, do we have enough to say that we have a sufficient counter? Well, let's not forget too that you can shoot down drones, of course, but if you're going against skilled, you know, people who use drones, skilled pilots, I guess you could call them, they'll weave in and out of distances, so you can't judge bullet drop accurately. They'll go up and down, they'll fly all over. Very, very difficult to shoot down unless they're within 100 meters, maybe 250 meters with a sniper. But you don't want to be running sniper just to counter drones, do you? I think that's kind of a hindrance, but that's just me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. My thoughts are, I don't think that this is a sufficient counter to drones. I think drones are very powerful at the moment. I think they are not overpowered, of course not, but they definitely make a clear path to victory. And what I mean by that is, it's very hard to win without a great drone game. Very difficult. I think with tech, they need to make it back how it was back when the game first came out, and you had a blue circle where you laid down a jammer. I know a lot of my viewers too, they are new to this game, so they don't know that, but tech used to have that blue ring of disruption. Think of a giant disruptor, and when drones would fly in there, they would die after a few seconds of being in there. They could pull out, but they couldn't mark anybody when they were in there, and it was great for covering revives. It was great for small maps like Quarry. I think they need to go back to that direction and having that giant blue circle of jamming ability. But that's just my thoughts on it. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and of course, any thoughts, opinions, comments about the video, please leave them there. Please drop a like or a dislike depending on how you enjoy the video, and any suggestions for future videos, please drop them down there as well. I am going to be playing more games too. Let me know what games you guys would like to see, if you'd like to see videos about them, or if you'd like to see streams. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.